Hi guys, welcome to the video on the substitute function for VLOOKUP. Now as discussed, VLOOKUP had some inherent limitations. Do you remember? What was that limitation? That VLOOKUP could only go from left to right. It cannot go back to the left, right? So for that, to overcome this limitation, we had an index function. Now let's see how do we apply index function. You have a set of data in front of you. I know you are well versed with this table by now, some employee database. Now what do you need to do here is, you need to find out the value which lies at the intersection of column C and row 7. So intersection of column C, row 7 is my cell C7 and the value is Priya. So here in the selected cell, I need to enter a function which will give me this value as Priya. Alright, so how do I apply index function? Here it goes like, I start the function with equals. Alright, and the function will be index. Before we go jump on to the syntax, let's read what index does. Alright, so index function returns a value or reference of the cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. That's it. So if we go slow on this definition, index function will return us the value which lies at the intersection of a row and column. That's it. So whatever value lies at the intersection of row that you mention and column that you mention, index function will give you that value. Fairly simple, isn't it? You just have to mention column and rows and you get the value. So in our example, intersection of column and row was column C, row 7, right? So whatever value will be at that intersection, index will return that value. Very simple function. So I open the bracket and let's look at the syntax now. Now Excel asks me for an array. Array means that table or that selection from which you want the value. Okay, array means that table or that selection from which you want the value. So I select the entire table, press comma. Now it asks me for a row number. Now what is my row number? What do you say? If you say 7, you are wrong, my friend. It will not be 7. Why? Because row 7 that I mentioned in the question was starting from 1 here, was for this worksheet. But I am making the selection from row 3rd onwards. So if I get to 7, if I want to get to 7, what will be my row number? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5th, right? So row number would be 5th here. Why? Because I am not making the selection from row 1. I am making the selection from row 3rd. So from 3 to get to 7, there are 5 rows and I want the 5th row. Okay, so row number will be 5, comma. Now what will be the column number? Now I know that it has to be C column. What is the column number? If you guys say 3, again, you are absolutely wrong, guys. It is not 3. Why? Because again, I am not making the selection from the first column. I am making the selection from column B onwards. So if I want to get to C from this selected range, what is the column? First column would be this B1 and second column would be C. So column number would be 2. So in essence, I am saying it to Excel that Excel, out of this selected range that I have mentioned as an array, give me that value which lies out of this selection, which lies at the intersection of row number 5 and column number 2. Alright, so out of this selection, I am asking Excel to render that value which lies at the intersection of row 5 and column 2, and I close the bracket and I press enter, and here you go, you have Priya. If you want something else, let's say if I want last name now for last name, column would be 3 this time, and I press enter, so I get Shirodkar. So Priya last name is Shirodkar, right? If I want to switch the rows, if I want 8th row maybe, I get Khanna. Alright, so that's how you work with index. I know you might be feeling it pretty simple. You just have to mention rows and columns and you are done with. So that's how you would apply index function. This will be a substitute of VLOOKUP. Why? Because it does not move only from left to right. We just have to mention the desired rows and columns, the intersection that would be, and it will give you the desired result. So guys, you have the file with you, you know what to do. Please practice, and we'll be switching back to our index example once you are done with the practice. See you around in the back example.